guys, I'm Melissa and I'm back with another video. Today is another wrap-up video, and this video I'll be focusing on books 61 to 65 of the books that I read this year. The 61st thing that I read this year was Sorcery by Terry Pratchett. This is the 5th book in the Discworld series, but it's also the 3rd book set in the Rincewind series. So in this book we're back to following Rincewind, who we followed the first couple of books of this series, and Luggage and all of the other characters that we discovered. In this one we followed this story arc is about a boy who is it's the 8th son of the 8th son of the 8th son, I think, who's supposed to be a master magician or a sorcerer. Anyway, once again this starts out with Death making an appearance, and when he's about to take the life of the dad to this 8th son, because the power is going to be transferred to this baby sorcerer, he tricks Death, I guess you want to say, and he sort of encaptures himself in the wand of this boy. So this is basically about this sorcerer as he's growing up, Rincewind trying to figure out what he can do to stop his doings, because he's doing some things he's not really able to control what he's doing. But Rincewind, being the sort of a coward that he is, he doesn't really want to get into things because he doesn't really want to get hurt. He doesn't really want to risk his life in any way. Anyway, the reason that the sorcerer can't really control his powers is because the wand has a personality of its own, because that he has transferred himself into the wand. And he wants to do all these things with the power that sorcery has. So he wants to rule the world and destroy everything else and just be the master magician of everyone. And that is basically the plot of this. It was a lot of fun being back in the Discworld. I enjoy them all the time. I enjoy the humor. Terry Pratchett just has a really great way of writing the books and really creating scenarios where you find yourself laughing out loud numerous times during the book. Rincewind, however, is my least favorite of the series so far. It's definitely my least favorite main character. But as I said, I had some fun times with it as well, and I ended up giving this 4 out of 5 stars. The 62nd thing that I've read this year was Ghost Story by Jim Butcher. This is the 13th book in the Dresden Files series, so this is a long series that I've been working on for the past couple of years. I have enjoyed the Dresden Files series for so long now, and I still really enjoy it. Last book, Changes, was the best book in the series so far. I really enjoyed it, so I knew going into this I would probably not enjoy Ghost Story as much. And it did feel like sort of a filler book, and the plot was very weak compared to the previous books. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about this book was that one of the characters we meet, I don't remember when she becomes part of this series. I think she's been part of the series for a long time, but she's become Harry's apprentice over the past couple of books, and I've had some issues with her. I've had a couple of times where I felt like she was pretty annoying. She was also very young. She's only like in her early teen years, I think 15 or something, 14, 15. So she has some issues, teenage angst issues that are really little annoying and uncalled for, but to be expected at that age, I guess. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about this book was how much I felt like she matured in this one. There was a lot of character development to her because of the things that are happening. She had to do a lot of things by herself. And I really enjoyed that. And as usual, I really love the narration of these books. The audiobooks are amazing. If you want to read this, definitely listen to the audiobooks. It makes the whole experience that much better. He is, without a doubt, my favorite narrator ever. I'm quite obsessed with his narrations, and even though this was probably a mediocre book for me this round, he just knocks another star onto this every time because of how amazing he is at narrating these books, and I end up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next thing that I read this year was Saga Volume 6 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is Very popular graphic novel series, and it's a science fiction series. It's an adult graphic novel series. Very important to mention that, because it's not the illustrations are pretty gory at times, and shows a lot of nudity and stuff. But this particular series follows these two people. One of them is from the moon, someone from a planet. They're at war with each other, and somehow they got together, they had a baby, and then suddenly the whole world wants to destroy the baby because she's an abomination to the world. I guess that's what, at least what the majority of people thinks. But this story arc is actually told from this baby's perspective, so that's how it's been told from the beginning of this story until now, and I guess it's going to be continuing with that. But I really enjoy it. I think that the complexity of the characters is really amazing, and there's a lot of diversity added to it as well, and the illustrations are really beautiful. Although they're gory at times, there's so many great, like this is how the paneling looks like, and the art style, it's just absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite characters is Gus, or Gus, I don't know how to pronounce it. And he's super funny and cute, and yeah, I enjoyed this. I don't know what to think about the ending. I'm a little scared. I need to get the 7th volume soon. I am excited. I didn't love this novel as much as I liked volume 4 and 5. I think this was a little weaker, but I still really enjoyed it, and I got a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The next thing that I read this year was The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. This is a newer 2017 release. It's a contemporary, it's pretty popular around BookTube. And this is the second novel from the author that wrote Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which I read in January, and I really enjoyed it. And this has some connections to Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. First, this story is about this girl called Molly. She is a teenage girl. She's never had a boyfriend before. She's never been in a relationship. She's had a lot of crushes, but she's very much an introvert. She's not good at talking to people, very insecure about herself. So she overanalyzes everything, and so she has never gotten further than the crush stage because she doesn't dare doing anything about the crushes. And then what happens is that she has a twin sister called Cassie, who forms a relationship with another girl called Mina. And one of Mina's friends is called Will, and that turns out to be a new crush for Molly. And then she's also starting a new job where she meets another boy, so suddenly has 2 crushes, and she doesn't really know which one of the crushes she's supposed to pick, or how her feelings are towards them both, actually. And this plot sounds a little juvenile and yeah, just cliche YA, but I just enjoyed being in the mindset of Molly. I think that I could relate so many times to her because I'm a lot like her. When I've had crushes before as well, obviously, but I've also always had a really hard time doing anything about them. I'm very insecure. I'm not a very social person, and yeah, I don't know. There was just so many things that I really related to regarding her character. One of the things that I really enjoyed about this book is obviously there's a lot of great representation in this. They have 2 moms, a female parentship, and there's Molly, the main character. She's an overweight girl, and Cassie her twin sister is a lesbian as well. In a lesbian relationship, they're Jewish, and there's a American Korean character as well, and there's so many other things, diverse aspects to this story. And the way that this is connected to Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda is that Molly, the main character's cousin, is Abby. Abby from Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, who is Simon's best friend. I enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun reading it, and it's such a fast read when you get into it. And I didn't like the side characters as much as I did in Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I had my issues with Mina at times. That some of the things that she said, she had a very quick at judging other people by their appearances and stuff. That's something that irks me the wrong way every time. And then I also had some issues with Cassie at times as well. But overall I enjoyed this story. It was a very fun read, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. And then the 65th thing that I read this year was Soulless by Gail Carriger, the first book in the Parasol Protectorate series. I've already done a full spoiler-free review, and I already have it up on my channel, so I'll leave a link in the card symbol up here, as well as in the description box below if you want to know more of my thoughts about that series. But I ultimately really enjoyed this, and I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. So this was a pretty successful round of books. There was a lot of great books in between this, and yeah, this is all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of the books, and if you want, and what you thought of them when you read them, if you agree with any of my standpoints, views, opinions, whatever you want to call it. Definitely let me know about that. Also let me know if you want to pick it up after everything I've said about them. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye!